Team to please come forward. Thank you, guys. Come on now. Thank you. Thank you. I feel protected. All right, thank you. Certificate of Appreciation. Whereas we celebrate National Police Week and paid tribute and honored the sacrificial commitment and the dedicated service of our law enforcement officers. And whereas I think it is fitting to recognize a team with our Wilmington Police Department under the leadership of Chief Donnie Williams that has been a part of the security detail for the Wilmington City Council meetings for 10 years. And whereas Sergeant Myron, Officer Adam Phillips, Corporal Suzanne Gender, Corporal Michael Scott, and Sergeant Craig Melville have served since March 2014 to the current date, helping with the security details in early implementation, and is now our lead to go-to persons in working in harmony with the city and the city clerk. And whereas we are grateful for your commitment and unwavering dedication and want you to know it does not go unnoticed. And whereas the Wilmington City Council wish to express our appreciation as the officers continue to serve and protect our residents and the Wilmington City Council, it is essential to express our gratitude for you being the guardians of peace, comfort, and security for the staff and the entire City Council during our meetings. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Clifford Barnett, and Mayor Bill Sappho do hereby express gratitude and much appreciation to this security team and salute your commitment and thank you for your services. Done this day, the 21st day of May, 2024. We appreciate you guys and thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you, guys. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. All right. Come on. Get a picture, Chief. Get in. All right. There you go. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay.
Before we call our first group of officers up to receive awards, we want to take this opportunity to thank our community for supporting the women and men of the Wilmington Police Department. The heroic acts that you will hear about today, these officers did not know that they would face these situations when they started their shifts. Like most police officers, they came to work to serve the people with the goal of returning home to their families. For the first group of recipients, I would like to call up Officers Christian Bardalis, Vincent Bongiorno, Dylan Haymore, William Merritt, and Sergeant Josh Miller, and you can bring your families also. On January 26, 2024, these officers responded to a nuisance call involving a subject who had pointed a gun at officers before. Upon arrival, the suspect threatened to shoot the officers and began to fire at Sergeant Miller. Sergeant Miller bailed out of his vehicle, challenged the suspect, who did not comply, and then returned fire. Officers then bravely took the suspect into custody. Sergeant Miller, Officers Bardalis, Bongiorno, Haymore, and Merritt displayed professionalism and courage in confronting and arresting a dangerous subject. Their actions are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and Merritt. Sergeant Miller, a Medal of Valor, and Officers Bardalis, Bongiorno, Haymore, and Merritt, the Certificate of Merit. And I'm so proud of each and every one of them. You'll have to look at the name tags. That's Bardalis. For the next group of officers, I would like to call officers Christopher Nagel, Tanner Hayden, and Christopher Stotler. Also, citizen Owen Cox and Judge Dunham. And your families are also welcome to join. Oh, really? And I'll go ahead and share with you that March was a busy month for us, and you'll see with some more awards. On March the 10th, 2024, these officers and citizens responded to a verbal dispute on Water Street. They located a female who had lowered herself into the Cape Fear River and was hanging onto a piler in the water. She swam out to the river, and crew members of Beeline Water Taxi assisted our officers in their boat. Officers boarded the boat, and together they were able to safely bring the female back to the dock. The actions by both the officers and the citizens who took action to help are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and do not go unnoticed. These actions merit life-saving awards for officers Nagel, Hayden, and Stotler, and citizen commendations for Owen Cox and Judge Dunham. Again, we cannot do this alone without citizens helping us out there every day. Our next award is for Detective Andrew Vrooman, who cannot be here, so I'm going to call up his captain, Captain Chris Farr, to receive his award. On March 13, 2024, Detective Andrew Vrooman heard a traffic collision occur and saw that it was a serious accident that involved a motorcycle. He grabbed his medical kit and responded on foot, where he found the driver of the motorcycle bleeding heavily with extremely serious injuries to his leg. Detective Vrooman quickly applied a tourniquet to the subject's leg. Ultimately, the driver of the motorcycle lost his leg, but medical staff at the hospital and the driver agreed that Detective Vrooman's actions limited the loss of blood and saved his life. The actions of Detective Vrooman are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and merit him a life-saving award. Officer Taylor Daniels and your family is welcome to join. On March 16, 2024, Officer Taylor Daniels was dispatched to the area of Greenfield Lake in reference to a suicidal subject. Officer Daniels located the subject in his vehicle and noticed he had a weapon between his legs pointed at himself with his toe on the trigger. The bravery and calm displayed by Officer Daniels in this dangerous situation directly led to the subject being safely removed from the car and the weapon taken away from him, saving him from harming himself. The actions of Officer Daniels are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and merit her a life-saving award. Officers Jake Johnson and Juan Laura. On April the 6th, 2024, officers Jake Johnson and Juan Laura responded to the Riverwalk regarding a subject in the river. The subject was heavily intoxicated and had climbed over the railing after an argument with his girlfriend and was found in the water clinging to a lower dock. Officers Johnson and Laura pulled the male from the river, who at this point had lost consciousness. The water temperature was 62 degrees and the air temperature was in the 50s. If it wasn't for their timely actions, the male could have easily drowned. The actions by both officers are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and merit them a life-saving award. Thank you, Laura. Our final recipient for tonight is Sergeant David Pellegrino, and I don't think he's here, so Captain Tom Tillman will be receiving on his behalf. On April 7th, 2024, Sergeant Dave Pellegrino responded to a call for a domestic disturbance with a weapon. The subject pointed a handgun at Sergeant Pellegrino from inside the house, and Sergeant Pellegrino fired back, causing a slight wound to the suspect. Sergeant Pellegrino then put himself in harm's way and entered the residence later to render aid and take the suspect into custody. The brave actions of Sergeant Pellegrino directly resulted in the apprehension of this violent individual and are in the finest traditions of the Wilmington Police Department and merit him a Medal of Valor.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Got a proclamation.